You looking good, man.
I'm doing a little something, you know.
How's life, man? How's life treating you? So you got the Gucci watch, the Bally shoes.
Pelly.
Is it what Pelly? The Pelly jacket. You got the Gucci watch.
Nothing major, right?
Yeah.
First of all, he always stayed fresh. I want to say this right off the jump.
Yes.
I remember Diamond D just from having the Bordeaux 7s, the Jordan Bordeaux 7s on the album cover. One of the early adopters of pushing that on the album cover. We do this.
Right. That's right.
Yo, D, what you want to talk about, man? This is your episode. What do you want to talk about, man?
I don't know, man. You know, I'm open to whatever.
Well, what I did was I put together my own personal Diamond D mixtape.
Okay.
I put some songs together throughout your illustrious career, and I want to play them. I want to get the background. And you've done this before. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard because you have so much in the history books, and you've done this before. So I'm trying to make this different. But before we start, man, you come from the Bronx.
Right.
You're part of the illustrious DITC crew.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about DITC, man.
DITC, all right. We all originally from the South Bronx.
Right.
Except from OC, Queens. You know, it started more or less with me and Showbiz. You know, we used to just get together at his house and just cut up breaks and shit when we were kids or whatever.
Yo, you used to break dance too, right?
We used to pop lock, electric
Pop lock,
boogie.
okay.
Right. That's how we met.
Right. Did you have a Jerry curl or?
Oh, nah. I ain't no curl.
Remember when niggas in New York was wearing curls?
Yeah, niggas had the curl, the shag, and all that.
You got the shag?
Nah, I said niggas had the shag, not me. Man. Nah, man. But yeah, we met. You know, we met on some breakdance and shit,
Right.
electric boogie.
Right.
And we found out that we both, you know, were into DJing. You know what I mean? And then that just progressed to us hanging out. Lord Finesse, you know, he came from the projects that we were in. When Lord Finesse got his deal with Wild Pitch,
Yes.
that was the first time that I went in the studio in the producer capacity. Me and Showbiz and Premier, we did his first album. Prior to that, I was in the group The Ultimate Force.
Right. As a DJ, right?
As a DJ, right. That was with me and Master Rob. That was on Jazzy J's record label, Strong City. All right? So, Strong City was the label in the Bronx. You know, he had Busy Bee, Suicide.
Suicide. This is Suicide.
That's right. Masters of Ceremony, Cracked Out,
Don
Sexy.
Barron.
All of that. You know what I mean?
I bought that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hot. You know, when Jay took us under the wing. So more or less, I was one of the go-to brothers around Forest Projects at that time. AG and Finesse met battling, I believe, at Clinton High School.
Okay.
Then they clicked up, and Showbiz started working with AG. Around this, maybe a year later, Fat Joe approached me about doing some production. I didn't even know he wanted to rhyme, because Joe was running around doing the street thing and
doing some wild shit?
and the graffiti.
But he was doing some wild shit.
Yeah, a little something.
Yeah.
You know, he was a graffiti artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how he came into the fold. And of course, Lord Finesse, he met Big L on 125th Street, I think in front of Rock and Will. And that's how he came into the fold.
Now, how come you never got an opportunity, and I might already know the answer, how come you never got an opportunity to really do a Big L record, man? Big L has been on records with you.
Right.
But you never did was it too soon?
Nah, I mean, you know, like more or less, when Big L was doing his album, I was doing my album at the same time.
Right.
You know, but the first time Big L was heard on Wax was on my album, even though it was a skit.
Right.
On Studs Blessing Hip Hop. And then I got Big L to rhyme on the 5 Fingers of Death, which was on my second album. And that came out like 97, 98. So we did work together, but I never did anything on his album.
Right.
He was on my album.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Do you regret never being able to do like something specifically for...
Oh, my fault. I rhymed with Big L and OC on a song called Get Yours.
Right.
That was on the Black Mass soundtrack.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely wish I could have, you know, produced a joint or two on his album. You know what I mean? But we were all around each other, so you know, I am blessed to have worked with him, at least on my project and that soundtrack.
But let's get into this mixtape, man. This
Yeah.
Diamond D mixtape. I want to play some songs. Tell us what you think, man.
Okay.
Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. Ain't that something? Damn, it feels good to see people up on it.
Lord Finesse.
Damn, it feels good to see people up on
I'm glad you played this because a lot of people need to know. All these beat heads and diggers need to know. I was the first one to touch this right here. You know what I mean?
I make the girl strip naked and just give it head. It's like taking candy from a kid in a baby carriage. Suckers vanish because I do crazy damage. Crews I smoke in this, don't even joke with this. Just listen to the sounds of the funky vocalist.
Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. Uh-huh. And then, of course, DOS Effects used it.
Yes.
About 2 years later.
So that's Lord Finesse as a funky technician.
Right.
You got that sample from a James Brown soundtrack.
No doubt.
What was the soundtrack?
The Black Caesar album.
Black Caesar album.
Yeah, actually, my uncle put me up on that. I went to his house maybe around that time, maybe like 89, and he was playing it, you know. And my uncle, you know, he heavily influenced me, you know, like just being like around records.
Right.
He was a local DJ or whatever.
Okay.
And, at this point, I thought I had heard all the James Brown records, but when I heard that shit, I went crazy. I was like, yo, this shit is ill. You know, and I had the Black Caesar album, but I had it for the song called The Boss,
Right.
which is on that album. But yeah, that's how I came across it, you know, and I played it for Finesse. And Finesse was like, yo, we got to do this.
Now I remember when Finesse's album dropped, there was this mystique about this dude. You know what I'm saying? There was this mystique about his lyrical wit, his delivery, and the whole nine. How was it working with him, man?
Oh man, it was incredible, you know. But it was easy too because you know Finesse, you know, we lived in the same project,
Right.
so you know he would come over to my house and just you know listen to me cut up records and shit like that and make beats, you know what I mean. So it was just a natural progression, you know. But Finesse, as a producer, he gave me the first shot. Now I remember.
This is your first credits, right?
This is my first credit.
Production credits.
First production credits,
Right.
right? Stu Fine gave me $500 a track. I did 5.
Did you think you made it at the time? 2,500. This is '89, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say I thought I made it, but it was enough for my moms to see that yo, it might be some money in this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I dropped out of college, for, you know, for the music shit.
What were you studying in college?
Business management.
Okay.
I was at Old Westbury, Long Island.
You was at Old Westbury.
Yeah, which I should never have went to it. You know, it's funny. You know, if you're a New York cat and you go away to college, go away, because by me being in Old Westbury, I was only you know a Long Island Railroad ride back to the block.
Right.
So my focus wasn't really as it should have been.
Right.
But by me being around the block, it accelerated the music shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, make a long story short, when I dropped out of college, like any parent, you know, my mom was livid. You know what I mean? She's like, yo, you gotta do something. You can't live in here for free. So,
No grown man eating my food.
and all that, you know. So, I got that 2,500. I remember I went and bought 2 1,200 Techniques. You know, and
How much did they cost at the time?
the price stayed the same. They were like $400, $450
So
back
you had
then.
some change.
Where'd you get them from?
I think I went to either J&R Music World back then. But I remember taking them shits home and I said, Mom, you know, I brought these turntables. Up until that point, you know, I had some basic subpar shits. I remember my mom saying to me, you almost spent $1,000 on 2 record players. She called them record players. You know what I mean? And she was like, yo, don't ask me for another motherfucking dime. I was like, these are turntables, they ain't record players. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that was my first start. You know what I'm saying? And Premier did. I
It's a
think
great start, man.
Yeah, Premier did. I think 5 joints, and I think Showbiz did 2.
Who did the hook? Like was it you that did that cut in the hook, or was that Premier that cut in the hook? Because that sounds like Premier, like the Bismarcky Vapors and the Craig G from the Symphony.
On which song?
On this
The one
song.
you just played?
Yeah. Ain't that something?
I don't know.
Damn,
if,
it feels good to see
I don't know.
people.
I don't know if Premier did it or Finesse.
Right.
I'm not sure. I know I didn't do it.
Right.
It's either one of those two, because you know Finesse was just starting to DJ around that time.
so bad. No escaping. Get ready